So a little more anticipation from Kaizer Chiefs, of course, just back after their month-long break during the Olympic Games. Match referee this afternoon, Mr. Jerome Damon. He'll be assisted by Enoch Malefe and Sipiwe Jibeliza. So we're underway at a rain-bedecked Johannesburg Stadium. The pitch, though it'll be a little slippery underfoot, is in very good condition as far as grass coverage goes. And as I say, Kaizer Chiefs, who had that lengthy layoff during the Olympic Games due to their players being involved in that football competition, and since coming back have had no victories, just the 1-1 draw away to Free State Stars in the league, and then the defeat midweek against Ria Stars in the Rothmans Cup. There is the new signing for Manning Rangers, Owen Castell, signed from Santos in Cape Town, where he's been sitting on the bench. So conditions just a little slippery underfoot, and it'll be interesting to see how Kaizer Chiefs cope with it. I would imagine that Manning Rangers might be more adept to the type of conditions that we have here in Johannesburg today. There's Mark Davies, long-time servant of the Mighty Maulers. Mark Davies. Interesting to see the kind of pattern that Mervyn Hutlish employs here this afternoon. Seems to be quite attack-minded, because he's got Selby Chalku up in the striking role along with Gilbert Moshangashike, Bruce Ramakhadi, and of course Jabulani Ndwandwe has also been very effective since the signing from AmaZulu when they were relegated.
Well, at the moment it seems as if they're just playing with Gilbert Moshangashike up front. And I just wonder, Kevin, if it isn't a little bit too defensive.
Now the former Rangers man, Fees Malloy, bustling run from him. Clearance came from Matombo. Robert Nauseb, Namibian international, likes to push forward at any given opportunity. Opportunity for Nauseb. And that's going to be in the back of the net. No offside flag from the near side assistant. Kaizer Chiefs have taken the lead, and that is the third goal in the Premiership from the Namibian international Robert Nauseb. The Manning Rangers back four caught absolutely flat, and the ball's in the back of the net before they could react, and Manning Rangers punished for a little bit of inept defending.
Well, I think you'll see quite clearly here, there's 9 Rangers players in this area defending. Nobody really picking up the runner, and he does so well, doesn't he? Nauseb takes his man on and just slips it past the keeper, showing a lot of composure. Watch the runner there, Nauseb. Nobody picked him up, and he did ever so well.
Match in the way that the coach Musin Ertegal would have liked. 1-0 after only 3 minutes. And are we going to have a goal fest here at Johannesburg Stadium this afternoon? As Robert was telling you earlier, Rangers have only defeated Kaizer Chiefs once in 10 years. And well, there's appeals for a penalty, handball I fancy. And the referee, Mr. Jerome Damon, has pointed to the spot. Rangers will have a chance to equalize, and dramatic stuff here in the early stages of this contest.
Well, I think Chauke here involved. Well, he does get a hand to that.
Well, he's going to be booked, surely, because, well, he's very lucky to stay on the park. They looked at a deliberate handball and very careless from the man who scored a late goal in that 1-1 draw against Free State Stars last weekend.
Kevin, in fact, there may have been a push on the back of Chiseve by Chauke.
Nonetheless, an opportunity for Rangers to pull level, and they do from the spot. Nicely converted by Antonio Trigo, the Mozambican international. Level terms after 5.5 minutes, and all sorts of drama already in the opening stanza of this Premiership game.
Well, it certainly didn't look the best of penalties, and Brian Beloy chose the right corner to go. Gets a hand to it. Not a strong enough hand to that, though. all that's going to happen is it's going to come straight back. So they've got to get pushed out very quickly.
Or a foul from Nsusu on Moki. That's the man who scored the first goal, and this is how it came. And almost fancy that he's Malloy, it might have been, that was offside. And there were appeals from the majority of the Manning Rangers squad to the near side assistant.
Follow up there, Castel, Beba Kona Kusireletsa, Mohokile Tembaseri, Conte Hakarlo Yadeitini, Mone Bruce, Antonio Trigo, Rangers, Otsameka fell up, formation, everyone in Mabani has to pass up a Farabafana, Bandabalebane, Banabatano Fakarela, Lemu, Fela Quapele. Butukaremwe, what a Tatai Diragadiwa, Jageci 7, Lucitan Natica Tekanja, Beke, Fikilan Fela, Humpiano, Faneka penalty, Osaka, Motokari Alabatao, Rabone Teke Moa Kijano chips, Bafala Papelade, the Moaki, or Petavanda, Tato Moqueda, Zakotoko, Robert Naushap, Bona Robert Quateja, Kotakala, Webanabe, Bakonapin, Samokarno, Yakoti Selby Chowke, Tato Moqueda, Letemba Shady, Shady, and a Rubo Timo Temba Shady.
Well, Kestel's just a little bit shaken up. Came for a cross, didn't get anywhere near it. And this long shot coming in from Temba Sadi gets his post covered on that occasion.
Buona fish Molai, Mark Davis, to the center, Kusireletsa, Molabakeleo. Mark Davis, Valem Fraze, Dr. Kumalo, Neil Tommy, Arabalo, Rasameki Balemala, Mauba Fitilian Paloya, 350. Emetsameko, Emetsamiki, and more Premier League. Jaka Jabulan and Dwandwe.
Good challenge by Ndwandwe, normally a wide player playing almost in the center.
The jacket 7, Matajalo Mohamed Aushep. La Kodokoro Hasinte Mohamed Aushep. Karatajalo Lene, stop up. But I say Mohamed Robert Naushep. There Enoch Molefe, Kajala Korahabat Center, Robert Naushep.
Well, the linesman's flag seemed to go up very, very late. Zwane here for Rangers, pulling, pushing, and a little bit of a shove there, no save.
Rutabana kwa Bloemfontein, Enoch Molefe. La Hayawe, Yabia Kodimo, Moka Felafo, Mokamatsa, Balabanti Rajana, Robert Naushep, or Rabanti Chomastape, Samosa Chabasana Mimia, Shell Shitulani, Humpiano Jana, or World Cup qualifying games. Naka Yapene Narbone, Turkwa Befeta.
For 20 minutes having elapsed in the first half. 1-1 the score, 2 early goals. 2 goals within 6 minutes. Really got this match off to a cracking start. It's been mostly Kaizer Chiefs who have shown attack-mindedness. They haven't been able to do much more with it than the Nassif goal. Flying challenge in there from Temba Sedi, unpunished. And now Rangers guilty of conceding possession a little too easily. Nice skill from Pule. And the first foul pressed by Pule on Zwane, but there was retaliation from the Maulers player. Zwane first onto the ball, and well, they seem to get there in the nick of time. Oh, one wonders just quite where Jerome Damon. Well, you can see how close the touchline is there. You can't see the assistant in the shot, but watch just how deliberate this is. Nowhere near playing the ball. And, well, Jobo Pule is a young man. And
Kaizer Chiefs. Bona jacket si 7 le fishmolo ikibone botila narbone. Le bole ko barako la ka Castiel. Busetsa gape mo Tashelong. Fela capitaine Matombo. Bona bo idisha pele wetsole. Feto Rejalo.
The corner coming in, Castel choosing to punch. But looking very uncertain.
Mana yona ngabidi wa stimela kwa stopensa Dynamos Selby Choke. Wana famo na yale kwa na dlo dika kala fish go romela kwa tenye kwa khakalambe. A go pe feta fela. Shalate Monosi what no yesto pasha Kaizer Chiefs. Robert Dowshep.
Disappointing ball coming in here by Robert Noseb. Too long for Chiseve.
So just about 5 minutes remaining before the half-time here at Joburg Stadium. Still, the score is deadlocked at 1 goal apiece. No furthering to the score after those two early strikes. Matsao cutting out. Again, no way through for the Chiefs strike force. Which is the referees. Maybe there should be a referees chat as well. Robert Noseb. A little bit of confusion in that penalty area. Selby Chauke, I think, got the final touch. Referee seems to agree.
Confusion's the word, Kevin. It started that way for Rangers, and I just wonder, in the possession stakes, Chiefs have a lot more.
Time has been allowed for stoppages and injuries. There have been a number of stoppages and some injuries as well. Antonio Trigo setting up Zwane. That's a good ball. Beloy seemed to have it covered, but didn't quite make up the distance to pick up the ball first time.
Well, that's a brilliant ball played in there. Just the ball you want from your wide players. Very difficult for a goalkeeper. People making runs across him as well. A definite opportunity for Rangers there.
Well, that enterprising cross from Mandla Zwane sees the end of the first half, and an action-packed first half it was. 2 early goals. The first from Noseb of Kaizer Chiefs. The second from a penalty spot from that man, Antonio Trigo, 3 minutes later. But lots of incident, lots of over-the-ball challenges. Not much intervention from referee Jerome Damon or his assistants, Malefe or Jibeliza. But that man beaten by from the spot. That was Brian Beloy, of course, but referee Damon will perhaps have to rethink his strategies for the second half under the treacherous conditions out here. It's 1-1 between Chiefs and Rangers. Who's on in the place of Patrick Mabedi. So it's the 20-year-old Isaac Mabotsa, who is going to, as far as the referee is concerned, certainly the indications of the first half might have been that the officials might have been swapped around slightly, but technology, of course. But certainly things a little gloomy out in the centre. Just perhaps the floodlights might be switched on a little earlier than normal. Maxine Ertugal wrapped up against the elements, looking for a bit more out of the second half than We've got dominating the possession out of the first. Very interesting, Deshi, that Manning Rangers have scored 3 goals on 3 separate occasions in both in the Premiership and in cup competitions, and on all 3 occasions have lost those matches. 5-3 they lost to Orlando Pirates at home at Chatsworth. 4-3 they lost to Jomo Cosmos at the Chatsworth Stadium, and also at Chatsworth 4-3 to Supersport. So they are capable of scoring goals, just tend to be a little leaky at the back.
Well, that's right. That's exactly what it tells you. At the back, a little bit dodgy. We saw a lot of confusion in the first half at the back. And like we pointed out in the first half, maybe they're just not used to playing the 4 at the back yet.
Milne put under a little early pressure. With his first touch since coming on for Patrick Mabedi. Jabu Pule eventually finds a bit of support. Makwena. Oh, they've given it away. Mushangasike. Antonio Trigo. With good defending from Timbaseti. Dogged challenging on Antonio Trigo. The offside against the conditions have played their part as the rain continues to teem down here at Johannesburg Stadium. Matsao was right in the thick of things again. Marco and Tembu. Alseb. Chiefs perhaps a little fortunate to hang on to the possession. Moki. Makwena. Rangers defending en masse at the moment. No initial way through for Chiefs. Being fairly patient about it. Way by Nzuzu. Amakwena. Oh, space here for Malloy, but offside. And, well, what was that from Owen Castell? Well, Jerome Damon is right on the spot. And apologies to the former Rangers player.
Of a Schumacher tackle many years ago, not the Formula 1 driver, but rather the German goalkeeper. And look how high that tackle was, Kevin. Surely that's not acceptable. Now watch how high the goalkeeper comes out here. Very dangerous. Look at that. That in my book is a sending off.
And quite worthy of the
captain was Topazano Rangers. Pelehasi Ponzuza. Belete Basedi Jano Letenel Matsau. Jabu Pule. Tota Tabo Moaki. Motile Nyaka Jabu Pule. Bone Matsau. Rangers Yatawa Fela Bupile Kabula 18.
Like I said earlier, the referees now blowing up every single incident.
Ten yards. Batsamiki Rangers Mashama Nikatwa di Lesome go tswa mo kgwelenyeo ajalo kgweleo ya go tsewa gape free kick ya Kaizer Chiefs ya go tsewa gape ka fa ntle ga karolo ya 18 Batsamiki Rangers ba kaela jalo go ka boela 10 yards kwa morago. Thabo Moki, Thato Mokwena, bona Thato wa fela mo le boteng la monna. Le ga ye go pepele o Thato Mokwena. Mabo Salone ga le tleme di tackle tse di ka fa ke tse motho ka reng di ka be di emetse bogolo segolo ka fa Ellis Park e St. Johannesburg Stadium le phalaela khafetse.
Well, this was the corner that Castell came for. A little unsure once again throughout this game so far. Every ball knocked into the box, very, very unconvincing. Owen Castell. And then Mtambo it was. Watch how high that foot is. Helder Mwenga once again.
Afazwane kiene ya wi katisha ka fantla Afazwane go lebetsega Chiefs ba tlile go dira gatsa ya phetogo na konye e motho ka reng sa fedise pelo bona Malcolm Tembu ka bare a boxing injury ragilwe fela ka fa tlase ga seledu me ke ngwe ya ditlhaselo tse di go bontshang gore motshameko o tsweletse ka me go ntse go le jana dikarata tse di sorolwana bona go setlhako sele se fellang teng go tswa mo go Mau Mwenga Helder Mwenga mo se fatlhagong sa ga Malcolm Tembu ke selemo le se gatla se motshameko o ntse o tsamaya ka sone go tloga go ntse go simolotseng gone le Rejerom Danan o lebeletse se ga go sepesa se dirileng go leka go tlisa makgwakgwale mo motshamekong o ka fa tlase ga taolo.
Arthur Swani, 27-year-old playmaker, formerly of Classic in Tembisa, doesn't often get a run in the starting lineup of Kaizer Chiefs, and once again coming on as a substitute, but a very competent player. Perhaps will add a little bit more attack-mindedness to the Kaizer Chiefs structure here in the second half.
Well, Zwani's gone straight to his position down that right-hand side. He may in fact play a little bit inside. No, sir.
Toto Mokwena. Kaizer Chiefs still employing that rather patient build-up. Piers Malloy looking to get the better of Mark Davies as it runs through to Owen Castell. Momentary concern amongst the defence of Manning Rangers. Jacob Giuseppe. Sedi. Don't often find Tobo Morki that far back. Well, that's a lovely little touch. Referee allowing advantage. It's good play by referee Damon. Noseb. Classic challenge there by Nzuzu. Really well timed. And using the slippery conditions to his advantage as he slid right through the challenge. And, well done by Sipho Nzuzu.
An important challenge as well. There's a lot of space just behind Nzuzu. It was vital that he win it.
Well, the corner's in. Not very impressive from Castell, but that was a good little save he pulled off right there.
Well, Castell once again very unsure. But balls played into the box.
Giuseppe seemed to have done himself a little injury. Let's see how that came about. Well, it was Giuseppe on Castell, and in fact it wasn't Castell who pulled off the second save. The deflection from a defender.
Really, Kevin, his problem is he punches balls that are far too low to punch. He's got to come and attack those balls a lot sooner.
Well, the rain still teeming down at the Johannesburg Stadium. He just couldn't find the telling pass. Radebe losing out to Chabo Pule. Oh, Matsao will bury it, but there was an offside flag, so it won't count. Broad smile from Sipiwe Chibiliza.
Well, he's very, very confident about that decision. And there wasn't too much doubt that Matsao was in an offside position.
Well, the broad smile of Dr. Kamalo at 33 years old in his 14th season now with the Amakosi. What a stalwart he's been to not only club but to country as well. Real ambassador to professional football in this country. And it's he who's going to be coming on. Robert Noseb, who of course picked up that knock to the left calf in the first half, has made way. And the veteran doctor on for Kaizer Chiefs. This is a man just as Shakes Kungwani is for many Rangers, and perhaps that is what Rangers are missing, or that is whom Rangers are most missing this afternoon. It's the pinpoint accuracy of a Shakes Kungwani.
Mona Khadebe Watsilenya Antonio Trigo Wana kukoteja kwa Khakala Swane. Oh, Chono entle ikanna itsinja mfa ufosa intsinjalo Mandla Swane Ototare Otsamikile ka mmereko.
Well, that's two definite opportunities for Rangers in as many minutes. And against Chiefs, you cannot afford to waste those opportunities.
Lebella Tato Tsenajano Makona go sireletsa kwa morago Chiefs le one ba fosa tsono Jabo Pule na le maemo ga mantle Jabo fela Kestel Arbone Khadebe Watsilenya Baloime Daniel Matsao Okona go sireletsa.
Lovely ball played in here by Trigo for the far post. Swanee completely messed that up, and Chiefs allowing this long throw-in to bounce in their box. And then Chauke had his shot charged down by Chiseve.
Mabotsa Chiefs baleka go aga gape ba simolla go tsolotanya tsotlhe di tlhaselo tsa bone mo motshameko jano. Khumalo batla jalo Easter Mabotsa wana ga gona go pe go yang gona go tswa mo Chauke wana Themba Sedi Romela batla jalo Matsao ba khona go retologa ka bona Matsao sentle ona le tshono mo kana jara itela ba koba Chivana le tshono fa kwa thoko ba ya tlhanya le tloa ayatla le tloa ba at Swane. Lintatse taro tsa Chiefs Nenya batla go di bona ba di bona jalo ka bona yo Swane. Tiro yo tleidirle ke Daniel Matsao ay ba ko kwatenye kwa Khakala Rangers ba ba sheo ko Fisboloi ba kanya poso be Swane ataba Chiefs kwa pele.
It was this ball played in by Matsao that caught the Rangers defence out. Played behind everybody, and Swanee left with the easiest of tasks.
Coming in from Cape Town is that Ajax have doubled their lead against Sundowns. The lead now by 2-0 with not much time remaining, as there is not much time remaining here at Johannesburg Stadium. So Kaizer Chiefs look likely to, after this afternoon's proceedings, be the only unbeaten side in the Premiership. And so it seems as Jerome Tayman ends this afternoon's proceedings, and the late goal from Arthur Swanee is the goal that seals the 3 points for Mutsino to goal and Kaizer Chiefs. was a hard-fought affair with the opening goals coming in the early moments. Antonio Trigo from the penalty spot after Jacob Giuseppe own goal. Robert Nalse, who was voted our man of the match this afternoon, had scored the opener after only 3 minutes for Kaizer Chiefs. And it took all the way up to the 86th minute before Abazwani had scored. Those fans certainly very, very happy indeed. The former classic man will be happy with his introduction to the second half.